Alrighty, hey there everyone. We are back with some more hardcore Minecraft here today. Last time we finished up the bamboo farm, barring the hopper sections, and that is actually what we're going to be working on today, is just getting enough iron to complete the bamboo farms on both ends, which is going to be kind of tough. We're at day 455, and we've got like 17 stacks of iron blocks or something like that. Certainly not a bad amount of iron by any means, but not really the amount we're looking for. Yeah, I mean, we got just another 26 blocks here from what we were working on last time, but again, we still need, God, like what, 10 stacks of iron blocks at least, maybe 11? We need a lot, we need basically a full shoulder box of iron blocks. Yeah, so we need all these extra stacks, so we need 12 stacks of iron blocks. So we are going to be working on that for a while. First things first, though, just to keep things nice and simple, we're going to go ahead and grab all of these logs, and I do unfortunately mean all of them, into planks real quick. So let's go ahead and just set down some of our other shulker boxes just to get these out of the way and try and clear up our inventory as much as we can. So we're going to hold Control Shift and Q on our keyboard to go ahead and dump the entire shulker out. And we'll pick up whatever we can. And we're going to go ahead and click and drag, and we're going to hit, I would say Control Shift Q to do that, but apparently I can't. Oh, because I have to select it from the recipe book, don't I? So we're going to craft all of these into planks, and then we're going to go ahead and do all of these into planks, and we're just going to hit Control Shift Q as much as we can there. There we go. And we're going to hit Control Shift. Well, let's actually go ahead and do Control Shift and hit Q. And we'll go ahead and do that. And that'll get us some of the chests, at least to start with. That'll get us half, and then we got our other half here with these spruce logs. There we go. And now that we've clicked on the item in the recipe book, we can go ahead and hold Control Shift, then hit Q to drop it. Hit space to reactivate the last used recipe, and just spam space and Q while holding Control and Shift to craft everything we possibly can into planks. And then click on our chest, and then do the same thing again. So Control Shift Q space, and you just keep doing that until you got all your chests. And so we've turned 2 shulker boxes of logs into 1 shulker box of chests, which is what we're looking for. Now we can go ahead and do the same thing with iron here, or at least partially. We will give this a try. Should have maybe grabbed some chests out of here while I'm thinking about it. We are working our way through this. We're doing a couple of batches at a time. Okay, I don't think we'll have enough in one go, surely. Oh shit, maybe we do. Oh, that would be nice. Or at least we'll get a lot closer than I thought, frankly, by the looks of it. Okay, ran out of space there. Let's go ahead and put those hoppers away. Oh wow, we might actually just have enough for this outright. We'll save the rest as chests here. That actually should do it. Wow, so we don't even need to wait. We've got everything. Because it should be like a half shulker of hoppers to complete one of these, so I think we'll be okay. I'm frankly just surprised we actually had enough resources for it. That's cool. Alright, well, let's go ahead and get our inventory kind of reorganized here. Since we did just kind of screw everything up a little bit. You know, I mean, we'll get some extra little bits and pieces here and there, and just keep moving some stuff around. Ordnance book. I really need to start dyeing some of my shulker boxes as well. I haven't done that yet. I think I'm overdue for it, frankly. Either way, we are doing pretty solid here. So that'll get us a shulker of hoppers, and really all I want to do for right now is I just kind of want to make sure that I'm layering everything into the right spots. So we need to keep in mind what we're producing in here, right? It's not just bamboo, it's also sugarcane as well. And I mean, on paper, I could also implement like melons and pumpkins into this, or mainly pumpkins, because melons are really just like not useful for what I want to do. So it would probably just be melons, or pumpkins. But like, I don't really need pumpkins for that much, except for making like golems, you know? I mean, you don't really use them for anything else. You know, you use them for snow golems, copper golems, iron golems, and that's really it, you know? And we can make a larger, like, pumpkin patch to, like, go manually harvest every once in a blue moon. You know, we don't need to integrate it in with what we're doing currently, because it didn't really do a lot for me. So, yeah. We also left the mob farms off as well. And now that I'm thinking about it, my game's running too smooth, and that's because we didn't turn up our render distance. So let's go ahead and lag the game out a little bit more here. This is very important. I should probably just try and see if I could just tone it back just like a little bit. Maybe we'll do 28 instead. 28 seems to help a decent little picture. And it doesn't like that. It's just because it's trying to load everything else on all other directions, so it does tend to struggle a little bit. Yeah, I think 28 is like a better sweet spot where we can still see it out as far as we really want to or need to, and it's still okay enough, but who knows, I'll get a better graphics card one day. But I digress. We're on day 456, and yeah, with all of our hoppers here, I guess we can just go ahead and try and lay everything in place. Filter-wise, I don't really know what I want to do. Or how I want to have these split up, I guess. Maybe I should just keep it simple for right now and basically just have a set of double chests that... Oh, maybe I could have it be a toggle. Yeah, maybe I could do that. So... maybe what I'll do is I'll have a section of chests that, like, leads into a whole bunch of auto crafters or something like that, or it'll just collect the bamboo will sit in one spot until I decide that I want it crafted up in the blocks, and then I can either manually craft it up in the blocks or have some kind of machine that I can just dump a bunch of like shulker boxes in it. It'll unload all of them, and then it'll load that bamboo into the crafter and then do its thing. So we'll see. Not really too sure what I want to go for quite yet, but we'll figure it out. We need to start, and this won't open. Oh, right, because glowstone is transparent, so I guess that would open. That's good. So let's just go ahead and keep it simple and start with something like this. At some point, I'm trying to think. Oh, well, we're thinking about this wrong, maybe. Because remember, we also have this area here that we can technically use for storage if we were to chip this out a little bit. So what we could do is we could chip this out slightly, and maybe we should take our chest back first. Yeah, I don't want to be too wasteful here, even though we have all the resources in the world, basically. But we're just gonna go ahead and chip that out, let it fall, and then all we really gotta do is have some room for hoppers to feed into a bunch of chests, and then that'll get me all my storage, so we have this whole massive chunk of space to layer in a bunch of storage, which could be really useful. And otherwise, I think I really just need to go get some tinted glass to surround the outside and use up some of our cobblestone here, it looks like. So this would be a hopper, pointing into set a double chest, and then it would just go all the way up to the top. And we'll go ahead and do the same thing on the other side. So double chest, hopper, and this will be the last wall, like the outer wall of it. There we go. And then, you know, we would go ahead and go up here and get rid of the deep slate slabs. So we get rid of these. There we go. And we'll go ahead and pop on down into our base and see what we can get from the, oh, we already got an extra 18 iron blocks. That's pretty good. Let's go ahead and pop down into our base and see what we can get from everything else. Or rather, we just need to go down and get a hold of our tinted glass. I should have some left over. Yeah, there we go. We got a nice little bit left over. We'll go ahead and just dump that in there. And otherwise, we can make slabs on site if we really need them. They're not that important. I will put these deep slate ones away, however, I don't really need these right now. So we'll go ahead and see what we want to do. There we go. And we'll go ahead and head back and put these iron blocks away while we're at it. There we go. And we'll go get a little bit more cobblestone. Just like another stack or something. Maybe 2 stacks. I'll take some cobblestone and then I'll just get I already had the slabs in place, so I guess I'll just grab a stack and bring them with us, and we can just there we go. Nice and simple. And all we really need to do here is layer in a whole bunch of tinted glass going the whole way around. So this makes sure that it's nice and safe around the storage here too, and we can expand this farther out back if we need like item filters, especially up by these parts. Especially here, this is most likely where the filter would need to be installed if we did have to install one. I'm not 100% certain. I guess I am pretty sure we're gonna have to, but like I gotta figure out how I'm gonna want that done. But we'll figure it out. It's all gonna bottleneck into one hopper, and then from that one hopper, it'll just go through a standard like filter array, and then sugarcane will be like in one set of double chest. Bamboo will be maybe in the middle one or something, and then bamboo blocks would be in the third one if we really wanted to do that. Or I could just have bamboo be in the other two and keep it simple for now. I think I'll do that because then I could have the auto crafting machine like just out to the side a little bit, and then have like the manual like input that I was talking about earlier with shulker boxes or something. So I think we'll do that. It'll make things a little bit easier for us too. Alright, there we go. And there we go. So that's all sealed off, nice and neat. And I mean, yeah, we would just layer in our chest, which we can go ahead and do. I kind of want to get all of the chests put into place here. So we may end up going out back to our tree farm and going to get some more wood. Just that way we can make more chests, and then we'll use the hoppers that we have to get this set up as well. Basically, I want it done right now where like, I can always add the item filters later, but for right now I just kind of want to make sure that like, I have a spot where I can just run the farms, they'll go into one spot, and then one spot has everything, even if it's like a mixed match between like sugarcane and bamboo. As long as it's all there, that's all I'm really looking to do for right now. So that covers us on tinted glass, so we can go ahead and tuck that away. We don't need that no more. And yeah, I mean, we'll just try and see, I guess, how many chests is going to take up. We'll move our torch over by 1 block. So if it's 6 for each layer, 12, 18, 24, 30, 36, 42, 48, and 56. So we'll be short here with what we currently have in our inventory, but we just need to get like another stack of chests, and we will be able to have this fully completed on both ends, which is easy enough. Here we go, just 2 chests short. And just to keep things simple, we'll go ahead and craft like the last 2 chests here real quick. Just that way we can have this side all fully done, like so. And we'll tuck that away. And we'll take that back, and that. There we go. And now, all we get to do is lay in our hoppers. There we go. And then yeah, we would have like an item filter up here at the top or whatever. And then it would just filter out into these, and that would basically be it. So the only tough part, I guess, is determining where we put the filter to start from, which isn't really like that hard. I mean, we could have it filtering from either side, but basically the whole farm needs to consolidate to a single point, and then that point has the item filter run across the top of these, and then that's what would cover it. So we'll do 1 extra row of hoppers for good measure, and then basically the filter should be baked into the floor like here or something like that, or maybe they're up a block. I haven't built them in a hot minute, so I can't quite remember right off the top of my head, but I know it's not too difficult. It's just a matter of looking up a tutorial and then actually just sitting down and doing it again. So it's never anything too hard. But that's not something to do. I'm just waiting for it to turn nighttime here so I can sleep and go handle some of the trees that are hopefully down there. Although I'm not seeing any. So I wonder if they've grown in yet or not. Maybe I just can't see them just because I've kind of made this part stick out a little bit, so that way I can't really see down the middle anymore, but I'm sure they've grown in by now. Probably. But we'll go ahead and cut those trees down and go get that taken care of. And with that, we will be able to complete the storage for the other side. That'll be easy. Good. Okay, might have missed the treetop there a little bit, but that's alright. We'll just go ahead and climb up to the top here. I think we'll just do the spruce trees for now, just to keep things a little bit more simple. I don't really need to cut down dark oak and pale oak for something like this, because we already did all the wood cutting that we need. And I only really use those for like decoration. More so the pale oak, because dark oak is fine for decoration in specific contexts, but pale oak seems to work a lot better with a lot of other things, so if anything I use spruce wood more for decoration, but I'm turning this into a chest instead, which is, I guess, a little odd, but hey, you know, what can you do? And we only need 2 stacks of logs, but we're probably going to get closer to like 8, so shouldn't be too bad. I'll have to use the Silverfish XP farm at some point as well. I don't really need to use the slime-based one just because, like, I don't need the extra slime because I've already got so much in there. But at the same time, since I've already infested the allays to get all the silverfish, I may as well lose them to get all the slime, you know? Because otherwise it's just a batch of silverfish that are just kind of there, so we'll probably just use the slime one anyways. We don't need that much XP since we already got a decent chunk of it from last time to fix most of our stuff to a good level, but I don't know if silverfish drop more. I'm pretty sure they drop more than baby slimes. And a lot of those baby slimes that I end up killing, they also partially die from entity cramming, so I can't kill all of them, but I can kill all the silverfish, so I get more of their XP back. So make tree number 3 once we get this done. And we just got 3 more to cut down nice and quick. Won't take too long. Technically, I could just have, like, a ton of golems. I could just have, like, a ton of copper golems, like, sit in one spot and have all the items feed into a single copper chest, and then just have the golems filter it out from there. And maybe that would be fine, but at that point, I'd rather just use traditional redstone for it, just because it's only, like, 2 items that can really be produced, and it doesn't need to be super duper compact. Like, the redstone's already pretty compact, but it's not as compact as a copper golem. And even then, you would still have to have, like, certain filters to stop it from doing certain things, so I think our pathing is messed up a little bit. There we go, got all that put away. And there we go, we got all those trees cut down, that's good. We'll go ahead and pick up all the sticks and saplings we can. That's fine. I don't really need them for anything else other than that, so I can go ahead and just leave the rest to rot, because we've already got plenty of spruce saplings, so we don't need to worry too much about that. And there's our other stack of chests that we were looking for. And let's go ahead and grab another shulker box here real quick. We'll dump in the cobblestone, the slabs, and the additional logs. There we go. And we'll go grab another stack of hoppers. And we got our stack of chests and our stack of hoppers, so we can go ahead and implement these. These will go in nice and quick. And then once we get the hoppers in place, all we really need to do is do the item filter if we really want to. Again, I'll just leave them in mix for now. I don't feel like putting them in. And then it's really just a matter of getting everything else set up. So we want it facing a certain way, just that way they're equal on both sides. So the locks need to be pointing that way. Go ahead and get our chest. There we go. We'll go ahead and get that put down. Move that over. go. And we'll sneak in the back here. There we go. Alright, and that gets that fully done. So now all we gotta do is take that away. Go ahead and grab a couple of hoppers. And also determine where, again, we want our central line to go to. Okay. If I'm not mistaken. Let me look this up just to be safe, because I also don't want to have to keep coming back for this a little later, but I think on the wiki it should just have like a simple schematic of an item filter. Yeah, basically you have a hopper pointing into a comparator, then a repeater, and then a redstone torch, and then that's it. So, super basic stuff. Yep, so just use the good old classic one here, which, okay, if we were to build this, we're going to go ahead and get rid of some of these for right now. Okay. So imagine these are the comparators. You would have hoppers pointing into them. And then well, not quite, because we also need that's not quite correct. We'll go back and get those later. So remember, we have to run something in up at the top, which we can do, but we need to make sure that we actually allocate space for that. So they actually need to point in on this level, and then they would point out to like here, and then we would just have like a double chest there or whatever. There's like overflow protection. There we go. So we'll just do something really simple like that. And then that basically means that everything points into there. That's what we're doing by building out that cobblestone. Now we're going to go ahead and just move some of these around a little bit. We'll go ahead and put those away up there. Those. We'll take that back with us. And we'll pop on down real quick here and grab the remaining bits that we've gone ahead and lost. There we go. And I guess we will build the item filter today just so we can get it done. It's not particularly hard, it's just a comparator, 3 redstone dust, a repeater, and a redstone torch on each of these. I'll need to do a little bit of digging to like even out some of these parts, and I'll probably need some tinted glass for it to have it in its own little shell, but that's not really impossible to do or nothing. It's just a little extra that needs to be done. So we'll have to go back for the tinted glass at some point. But basically, items will be collected, funneled into the central line, and then from this central line, they pass over each of these. If this is bamboo, bamboo will fall down. This is bamboo, bamboo will fall down. This is sugarcane, sugarcane will fall down. And then it goes over. It'll probably be sugarcane first and then bamboo, just because. And then we have our simple overflow protection in case we need it. And by in case we need it, I mean we will definitely 100% need it. But we will, I guess, cross that bridge when we get to it. We could also do a little something like that, just that we have a little bit more storage here, since we do quite a lot of it. But yeah, with that, all we really have to do now is get these moved out of the way a little bit. Just for now, we'll go ahead and tuck them, like, I don't know, we'll just put them here or something. I can't open that up, but I guess I don't really need to. But, you know, just for consistency's sake, we'll go ahead and put it here. There we go. And it just turns into layering in all of these. Now, the cool thing is we can actually crouch under these as well, because I took the time to kind of measure things out and make sure that this was high enough off the ground. So if we ever need to do any kind of maintenance under these or something happens, we don't have to tear out a bunch of hoppers to get to the spot that's affected. We can just go ahead and crawl under these, or rather just crouch under these and get there, which is pretty cool. That is going to get me a lot. I'm just going to keep doing that over and over, ain't I? That's not cool. Probably faster just to do like a row at a time like that, because then you don't have to adjust how you're aiming with your mouse, so... Oh, that's already been 2 stacks of hoppers. Just keep placing more. Almost the end here for 1/2. And I didn't close that out, did I? Nope, I did. Shoot. There we go. Keep that open. Close up the tutorial with the animal painting with you, and whoops, my bad. Keep that open. Alright, we are almost done with 1/2 here. There we go. That's 1/2 of this done. We'll go ahead and get a couple more hoppers here just to keep stack. Also perfectly goes over the redstone, which is honestly really no surprise. We got quite a ways to go here, though. But just remember, we only have to do this once. Once it's done, we never have to do this again. also think we're going to be short on hoppers here by a little bit, but I also don't think it's going to matter that much because we should have enough iron and wood to just make the rest of them as we're working on this, so I'm sure it'll be fine. I should also seal off like the hopper field with like some blocks, just that way it's not just floating over the base here. So we'll pick out some nice looking blocks, I guess, to put under the glowstone, and then that also makes it so I don't have to render any of these hoppers. So that should hopefully help my PC a little bit, because I noticed we are starting to dip just ever so slightly just by being here, which is a little concerning, but that should be fine. Almost to the end here. Couple more. There we go. So we've got a full bed of hoppers put into place here, except for the central line where the cobblestone is. Luckily that's really easy to get fixed. And then we're going to give this farm a test run after I lay in the redstone componentry with the item filter. We'll go back for that hopper later, I don't really care about it right now. And now we're done. Go ahead and take that out. Alright, so yeah, we are going to be a little short on hoppers because we ended up using 2 stacks for the item storage, so we will have to make a couple more hoppers to get everything in place. This probably won't be enough wood for it, but again, we have the ability to get more wood, so we're fine. Let's go ahead and pop it down in the base and go get what else we need, whatever else we need. So we're gonna go get some tinted glass again that we had put away a little bit too prematurely, and we'll just get like a couple of blocks and redstone bits and pieces. So it should be some really easy stuff. We just need to pop on down and go get it all. So let's go ahead and put out our shulker box there. We need to make more redstone components, which means we're also going to need to go get some stone. We need 6 comparators because we need 3 on each side, and we need 18 dust, 9 on each side, and 6 torches. There we go, we'll do that. Nice and simple. Alright, so we've got our comparators, our dust, and our torches, and that's really all you should need. And then just some simple building blocks, which like we have. That'll cover us there. We'll go ahead and remember where the fuck we put our tinted glass at. seem to have just tucked it away somewhere. Well, what the fuck? I seem to have taken my tinted glass and put it away somewhere that I don't remember, even though I just had it not that long ago. Alright, let's sit down and think a little bit here. There's only a couple of spots we've been to. We've been up into the hopper section of the bamboo farm. We have been down to our wood farm, and we've been here in our storage area. Now, it's not here in our storage area, and I would like to go check the tree farm, because that's the only other spot that I just listed out that it could be. I also didn't replant any saplings, so I guess that's why I came down here anyways. And it's not in here. So it's got to be up somewhere by the hoppers that we just planted for all of the other bits and pieces. So we will pop on back up there and see if we can find it. Can't be anywhere else. Can't be up on the roof because we haven't been up on the roof. There's a chance that okay, it's over here, because it's in the shulker box. Yep, so that's alright. You gotta sit down and think about it sometimes, you know, no need to get up in a tizzy. We know it's nearby, just gotta find it, and indeed we have found it. So let's go ahead and pop on up in here, and go give ourselves a little bit of space to work with. And let's also... I think it was our hopper box. It was one of these. Ah, here it is. Yep. Alright. Did not think that one through for the middle section. It's on me. That's alright. That is an easy enough fix. Carry some extra hoppers. And we can put our comparators away now that they're done. Alright. So now, from here... Oh, we need a repeater as well. I can't believe I forgot that. That's tough. Alright. We'd have 2 there. There we go. We're just going to do something really simple like that. Alright, and then at some point we have solid blocks there. With our redstone torches. There we go. Torches are in place. All we need are repeaters to get under there, and then that will complete the item filter. And all we gotta do from here is really just have 4 filler items, these sections, and then 41 of whatever item it is that we are trying to filter, which will be sugarcane, bamboo, bamboo. And again, we need to go get those repeaters. So let's go ahead and pop on down in the world real quick and go get those first. We just need to go run down and go get some stone. And I guess make some more redstone torches, so we'll go ahead and get some of the sticks that we've just been kind of hanging on to for a little while. We'll do that. There we go. And yeah, we just need to go get some stone and make enough for 6 repeaters, which is easy enough to do. More. There we go. That'll get us enough repeaters there. And yeah, we can just go ahead and pop on back to the top. But first, why don't we go ahead and get a little bit of bamboo and sugar cane. Get this all filled up. More stacks of bamboo. We'll just throw a stack in and let it filter itself out, and then 2 stacks of sugar cane. Hang on, what am I doing here? There we go. That's what I want to do. And all we gotta do is get here. Go ahead and head on back up. We'll check the iron farm. You can see we've already got about another stack of iron blocks. Just from doing our work that we would have already done. Always nice to have. And our hoppers are on the other side. Yo, hey Meru. How was the poly bridge last night after I left? My mic volume can't be that low. Come on. I can turn it up, I guess, but I don't want to I don't want to have it up too loud. Because if I do, then I'm going to end up yelling and then blow some of these eardrums out, but... Oh. Oh, that's a problem. Okay, well, it looks like golems can spawn. There's a chance it might have spawned on one of these shulker boxes. So, should probably do something about that later. But it'll be fine. We'll go and put our repeaters there, and that should do it. I mean, all we need now is just to seal this off, get our dust, and then again we want to get our sugar cane. Bamboo and sugar cane. Yep. There we go. So we want some sugar cane and some bamboo. And we want to do sugar first, bamboo second. These should drain until they hit 41 if I'm not mistaken. And they stop. And we should see that it's filtered down to the bottom. We should also, just to be safe, take some of the slabs back with us, because I kind of want to make sure that this is fully, spawn proof, because I really don't want to deal with iron golem spawning up here. That is going to cause issues later. So we'll go ahead and just cover that off. And it looks like it is working, so yeah, it looks like it was just the shulker boxes, so that's alright, it's an easy enough fix. With that, the item filter is done and dusted. You can leave it exposed. I mean, there's no real harm in leaving it exposed. Nothing should be able to get under here anyways. So, yeah, we can leave that exposed. And just to give this a test run, we're going to go ahead and send our flying machine out. Now, we're actually not lagging too bad off of this. Seems to be handling it pretty well. I thought this would have been a lot worse like my older bamboo farm, but no, this seems to be doing great. And we still have all of our bamboo that it's collected, which is always good to see. can see that we are getting our bamboo. And it's even getting some on the way back. And then it's going to go ahead and dock. Okay, it does fling a little bit out, but that's kind of unavoidable. So just out of curiosity, how much lossage are we looking at here by it flinging stuff out? 7 bamboo. So negligible. We don't really care about that at all. Goodbye. And we lose a non-negligible chunk this direction. Well, actually, no, not non-negligible. I mean, like, again, this is not even like half a stack of anything. This isn't even anything. Yeah, we lose more sugarcane than we do bamboo, so... But again, you're talking about 8 bamboo and 18 sugarcane. So you lose a quarter stack each pass, but you get, like, infinitely much in return. So, who really cares? And then I literally just have to leave this down, so that way this is the return station, and they should always dock on that side. And then we're good. So we'll go ahead and pop on down to the storage bits and see how we've been doing here. See, we are still getting some sugarcane. We got a spot where our hopper had fallen through. And we get a little bit of bamboo that does flow through like the overflow, it looks like. So I am still glad that I have that set up, but otherwise it's not really too necessary. And then we'll have like an auto crafting terminal here where basically, or maybe it'll be like a row of them. I'm not sure exactly what I want to do, but basically I could get multiple shulker boxes of bamboo and like dump them into shulkers, dump a shulker into a spot, empties the shulker into a crafter, and then that crafter crafts. And then eventually it all funnels back, so you can think of it like a furnace array, but for crafting. That's kind of what I'm going for at some point, so that'll be fun. Alright, and with that, let's go ahead and build it again, basically. So let's go ahead and look on this side. We want to go ahead and be on this side of it here. So we're going to have a redstone torch for a marker, just that way I know where I need to align myself to. And that's where our central piping is going to be. Yeah, let's go ahead and get our hoppers out here real quick. We'll go ahead and, actually we've got some hoppers already on us. Okay, and I believe we wanted them on this layer, if I'm not mistaken. So we would have solid blocks, and then it was that. We're going to also take that back with us for a second here. We're going to place these in. There we go. I'm trying to remember exactly how the, not the redstone, but the other bit went. And I am drawing a bit of a blank, but that's alright. We're also getting sidetracked. We need just a little bit of tinted glass here real quick. We need to keep in mind that goes there like that. Okay. Broken at a bit of a weird spot. No, this should still be right. Yeah, it should still be fine. There's the torch part. There we go. There we go. Oh, yeah, we still fucked up a little bit. Right, because we were supposed to remove some of this tinted glass. And then that's where it would have gone. Right, okay. So this is where we actually want this to be. Yeah, okay, that's what it was. So then we put that there. There we go. And we can go ahead and take that out. That ain't gotta be there. Really all we gotta do is, yeah, this feels more right. Pop it in. I don't know how I switched to a hopper there, but sure. Pop those in like that. Alright, and then that should get us our filter. So again, we're going to go ahead and drop in our 4 items as our filler. We are cobblestone. And then we just need that shulker that has the bamboo sugar cane. And again, we want to check for sugar cane first. We also want to make sure that we have our overflow section out to the side. Where's our box of hoppers? I probably left it here. Yep, here it is. Where's all my extra chests? Oh, there they are. Okay. I'm a little stupid. That's alright. Okay, so it's just a line of hoppers at the top, and then points out this way. We'll do that. Okay, and then the central part, we get our spyglass here. I think it's gonna be, yeah, it's gonna be the one that isn't pointing into the chest. And I guess we will have to get a little closer to see that, but that's fine. So we come one out from our main 3, and then that one points into there, and then that's how we get our central line. Okay, so that's really easy to do. So we come out like that, and then we're also going to take a second to put away all of our other shit. And again, we want to do sugarcane first, bamboo second, and bamboo third. And we'll go ahead and tuck away our extra componentry. Nice and simple. We can go ahead and close out of the tutorial page now. And we're pretty much good. Go ahead and lay all that in. Alright. And then we just go ahead and get our cobblestone and lay in our central beam that we need to have all this run to. And that's it. So now all we have to do is just place in all the hoppers, and then eventually run out of hoppers and go make more. once all these hoppers are in place, I can't speak today. Once they're all in place, we're done. So that'll be good. We'll add an auto crafter section, like a little auto crafter module out to the sides of these at some point, but I'm not going to sweat that for right now. That'll be another me problem, you know. But I can still craft like the bamboo blocks by hand for a long enough time, so not really too worried about that. Almost to the edge of this one here. We'll do this end, we'll do a tiny bit of the other end, and then we'll do the central line, so that way we can have, like, this one work at a partial capacity for a while, and then all we have to do is go make the rest of the hoppers and get them, and then we'll pretty much be good. Alright, so that's one full side done. And again, we're going to need to install a nice little wall here at some point. That some point ain't for a while. We'll do this out to like 2 layers or whatever, and then we'll do our central line. Just to ensure that we have enough, which we definitely do have enough hoppers, but I want to make sure. There we go. Alright, and now we just place in whatever we can, wherever we can. We got 3 stacks of hoppers left. It won't be enough to get all this done, but it'll actually get us quite close, so that should be fine. In fact, I may be able to dip into my redstone chest and just take the leftover hoppers that are in there and use them to finish all this out. That would be nice. Down to our last stack of hoppers here. We should be able to do this line or an extra line. Oh, it seems like we got lightning strikes. There we go. Now, we do have our lightning rods, at least in somewhat good spots, but we may have to have them out and around a little bit more, but they should still keep the thunder and lightning away from all the villagers just fine, and from anything flammable or important. So we should be fine. We should have it stop there so that it'll be in sync with the other one. So we'll let that be open, and then we're going to head on over to the other side here. And that'll be where it returns from. Or rather, this will be where we launch it from on both sides. And then we would send it back, and the other one would be the relay station. So again, some minor amount of losses that you just can't really do anything about. Technically, honey blocks may work a little better because they would stick to the sides and then gradually fall off by gravity, but who knows? It's not that important. And really, all we need to install from here is like an observer off of one of these, and then something that can pulse this redstone, basically. So we would have to have a torch above it. We would probably have... Okay, I think I know how I'd want it done, but I'll need to kind of experiment with it a little bit. But basically, you'd have a block above this repeater with a torch off the side, an observer points into it, and then it's got the walls on the top, and then it would just send the update from the top observer downwards. Or alternatively, because we're so rich, we could literally just use like sticky pistons with slime blocks and a redstone block to send a signal straight downwards. Would be fun, but I also kind of don't want to do that just in case, so we'll probably just do like the wallstone method. That should be fine. So we just need 2 observers and a bunch of walls, basically. We'll sleep as well, so that way we don't have to deal with any other. Still doing good on bamboo and sugar canes, that's nice. Hey random cat, guess you're here now too. It is still working through all the bamboo first, but it is going to get the sugar cane at some point, it's just going to come later. And we'll go ahead and go down. Here we go. And we'll do some cleanup here. So we need our hoppers. Get as many of those as we can. 2 observers. Let's see here. I know one of these had some redstone components in it. Ah, it was this one. We got those. We need some walls, trapdoors. I'll make some iron trapdoors because I can. And I'm trying to think, so... Oh, it's 4 observers, not 2, by the way. That's 4 observers, 2 trapdoors, some solid blocks, redstone torch. And that should do it. That should be fine. Alright. We'll go ahead and get this wired up here first then. And we'll go ahead and grab a couple of extra walls. Then we'll go sleep in our bed too. There should be plenty of walls. And yeah, we got this done. So we'll go ahead and sleep real quick. On day 460 now. Ow. With little damage, I did fall into bed a little too hard. Alright. And let's get our elytra out and go ahead and move on out of here. We want our observers to be on our initial launch. It should be easy enough to do. And yeah, we'll just go ahead and climb the scaffolding on up here real quick. Alright, and we'll have it be like here. Long way around. Oh man, you think I would have planned these things out a little nicer, wouldn't you? Apparently not. That's fine. We know where it needs to go at least. Okay, so we would do that. Then this is where we would go ahead and start on our walls. And all we really got to do is just drag these downwards. I should have bundled my... Oh shit, I didn't mean to break that. I should have bundled my iron trapdoors with me. They're in my fucking inventory anyways. No, they were up on the roof, dumbass. Alright. That's alright, these things happen. Alright, we are gonna break into here real quick, unfortunately, to fix this up. Alright, well that was only a little... Wait a minute. Almost put that at the wrong height. That would have been really bad. Okay, that's at the right height. That has a slime block. And we need to pop this furnace back in. There we go. Okay. Wait. Now all we really need to do is have an observer pointed down, facing into that. Then a solid block. And then a redstone torch would go on that solid block. And that would do it. Let's go ahead and get our torch and just get that box in general, frankly. Oh, and also the trapdoor, can't forget about that. That's kind of important here. But once... Okay, we're done. No bamboo grows here, so this will never fucking happen, dumbass. How did I not think of that? Seriously. Why did I not realize that, man? I'd even explicitly talked about that earlier. That, like, I can't build it over the center because of the sugar cane. Damn. Alright, well, let's tear this down, I guess. Tear that down and that, but no more. hit F3 and B so we can see hitboxes here for a sec. There we go. Cannot believe I didn't think of that. Okay. So for what we're trying to do, they'll actually be here on this one instead. We may need to get more redstone bits, but this will still at least get the main structure done. We just have to figure out how to carry a signal over, which is still, you know, really easy to do, so I'm not too worried about that. Should just be a redstone line. Alright. Yeah, much better. I need to actually just bring it with me. There we go. I just have been kind of running out of space here. Alright, there we go. So again, we would have it feed into there like that. Take that back, and then whenever that observer goes off, it will know to send the flying machine out, and then that's it. That's all we gotta do. Nice and simple. It's not too hard, I just keep forgetting what I'm doing. We can try and trigger an update manually, but just to give it a try. I guess we'll see how we even want to go about that. We'll go ahead and cut this bamboo down. And then we'll place like a torch or something here. I don't have any regular fucking torches, do I? No, of course not. I just want something that I can break really, really fast. So I guess I'll use a redstone torch. I didn't actually activate anything. Okay, I might have put the iron trapdoor in the wrong part. Okay, redstone torch is now in the overflow filter. Is that just pulse too fucking fast to like do anything? We fucking for real? That's a too fast of a pulse, really, man? Oh. That's not cool. Come on. Damn, that would have been so simple and nice. That's not nice at all. Alright, let's take our lever back for now and just put that there. Just that way we can have that all back on the same bit. Maybe we can cut the middleman out altogether. Maybe it's not all screwed up. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna let it go do its thing. Basically just gonna move this over by one. Please, for the love of God, quit fighting with me. Tuck that away. Okay, there we go. Okay. That's all we gotta do. Shouldn't have had that. Fuck, now we fucked it up a bit. Damn it. Oh, we knocked it out of alignment weird. Oh, man. Shouldn't have had that clock there. That screwed with it. Oh my god, my inventory is just too full of garbage right now, dude. We've made this unnecessarily harder than it needs to be, unfortunately. Yeah. Well. Great, now we have to rebuild the flying machine. Also make sure that I put the glass and the glowstone back along with the observer. Damn it, I keep doing that, man. Come on. That hard. Okay, there we go. That's done. Not getting that back. I can go there. Boom, done. So, that should send a pulse down the right way, which is fine. I absolutely have to have... I don't even need this here anymore, technically. If I... Oh, we do need the obsidian, though. Okay, that should still be able to go there just fine. Good thing I didn't actually get rid of that permanently, because that could have been really bad. Okay, look. Simple way to fix this. But considering how out of alignment this thing got, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say no, there really isn't. Try and get the hell out of here and get into the auto sorter. Hopefully it should have finished sorting by now, so at least it should be fairly straightforward for it to have gotten the overflow. It's still in here somewhere. blocks. Slime block's gone as far as I'm concerned. Don't see it in anything, and I don't see a way that I could see it. Go to our base and go get more slime blocks. Dang. Oh well. That should be a quick rebuild at least. Hopefully. Up here too. Already been an hour and a half, so yeah, we have been working on this for a little longer than I would like. I guess that's fine. We'll just go ahead and snag like half a stack of slime blocks. We'll just grab a stack, we'll just keep it simple. There we go. To go fix the flying machine. It was right here the whole time. Beautiful. Okay, well, we still have it for repairs at least, but yeah, that is a little annoying that we went all the way down and back up, but hey, it's 20 seconds, you know, not that much time. All we gotta do is navigate back to this, break this bamboo, and hopefully we can just jumpstart this again with like a torch or something, or a lever, I don't know. Okay, did not like that. Oh, I don't want to tear the whole thing down and rebuild it, but I have to, I think. Oh, not cool, man. I didn't fuck that cloud. God damn it, it's not even facing the right fucking way anyways. Come on. What the hell? I was it wrong both times. Seriously. Alright, look, that's third time's the charm. Please. I'm begging you. That is 100%, without a doubt, facing the right way. Tell, because it just flipped it down. Okay. It sends the pulse down correctly, which is good. We're going to get rid of that for now. And what we're instead going to do is just bite the bullet and clear all this shit out. We're going to take these back first and foremost. Okay, we got that done. That goes there. That away. You want that there. Put that there. That goes there. Put that back. there, there. That there. Okay. Glass goes there. Okay. There we go. That should be good. So, if I were close like that, I'll go through, get everything out. Also think I took more than I needed to here. I don't have an extra glass block on me, so I'll have to go back to my base to go get that. Then we'll make sure to flip that back. Okay. Torches. They should just come back and just sit here. Perfect. Okay, we're good. Jesus, man. Sorry that was so complicated, but at least we finally freaking got it done. So, as soon as a piece of bamboo grows up to be 11 blocks tall, it's going to hit that observer. Observer is going to detect that. Send a pulse to that trapdoor. It's going to update those walls and that observer. Send a pulse to that redstone, telling that trapdoor that it needs to open, telling the machine that it needs to go. And that's it. That's all it's got to do. I didn't need to be that hard, but it was, so it is what it is. I'll go collect some of the extra stuff by hand just while we're out and about here. And then we will go build it on the other one as well. Okay. Nothing seems to have made it through to our overflow yet. There's our slime block and another piece of glass. We're able to get that back. Okay, and then it's all just flowing through the central line. Looks like we got another slime block here. Another piece of glass there. And that's where it's been backed up to ever since. Let's go ahead and patch in this extra little bit that we got here. So we do have a random itty bitty hole. There we go, now that's formally done. Good. Alright, let's go ahead and go do the same thing on the other side. Maybe this time we're gonna put away some of our walls because having this crunched inventory space has really just made things infinitely more annoying, so yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and break that, which will still be a problem. Oh shit, okay. We got time. Let's not panic. That goes there. That goes there. Okay. That's fine. should keep it in there. Perfect. Okay. That part's good. Damn it. Fell by accident. Alright, let's go ahead and climb back up again and go get this done. So we just want to go ahead and line ourselves up with this and go ahead and break into here. And we get our observer, piece of glass, bridge out a little bit. Okay, that's good. That needs to go there like that. How did I build the other one? This somehow feels like I'm... Are you kidding? I have the redstone dust. Okay, about to say. Yeah, okay, that's on me. Oh, right. I don't use redstone torches anymore. That's why this felt weird. Shoot. Okay. Get rid of that. That. Go. Okay. It should just be the observer goes into a block, which then goes across. Okay. So again, observer, trapdoor goes into there, and then it's going to loop, and then that's it. So we should just be trying to make that shape again over here. So we can actually cut back on dust here by doing that. And that should do it. It'll power that block, and then that'll send the signal over. And we're done. Finally. Sorry that took so freaking long, but like, you gotta get it done, you know? Damn, that was annoying. Alright. These should be collecting and doing their thing, and then they will automatically harvest on their own from now on, which means the bamboo farm is officially done. Okay. We still have a little bit of extra bamboo storage. That's cool. We got some more iron in the meantime as well. In fact, we got a little too much iron again, but that's alright. Oh, alright, let's go ahead and just dump away some of our redstone and this iron and things like that, and just do some general cleanup work, because we need to get everything put away here. There we go. We'll do that. Here we go. Right. Ah, hoppers. We'll put some chests in there too. Oh yeah, we need to actually use those hoppers because we're not fully done yet. We have to land another bed of hoppers, but we'll land whatever we have and we'll make the rest off of that. So That'll still be like a really quick job, so we're pretty much fine. There we go. There we go. Alright, and we'll take some iron. We got the wood, and then we'll take the hoppers. And we'll carry that on us until we're sure that this is fully done. So we need to find whichever one of these two forms was functionally incomplete, which shouldn't be too hard to figure out because it won't physically be all the way to one side, and then go complete it. We got that one there, and this is the bit we need to complete. The hoppers I pulled from my redstone inventory won't be enough to finish this, but yeah, we have, for sure, we got the materials to finish all of this up. I mean, you can see we only need like 2 lines of it, so probably only like half a stack or so. Oh, we don't even need that. We only need like 12 hoppers. Alright, well that should be really easy to put together here real quick. There we go. Alright, and with that, we are now formally done. Good. We'll let this thing run. It should be able to keep up with the demand and just the sheer amount of input that we're going to have here. Hopefully. This central line is still backed up quite heavily here. But bits and pieces are making their way through the system here. So the sugarcane is backed up because the bamboo takes quite a long time to go through. So it is working on it. There's only so fast it can do. And yeah, there we go. I can take that back. That was just for a marker. And in that little time that I have been doing that, we got 9 blocks of iron. Okay, that's pretty nice. Take the bone blocks back too. And yeah, we'll go ahead and get our inventory all cleaned out. All nice and pretty. We'll put that back in there like that. Alright. Finally, we don't have to work on any redstone stuff anymore. At least not for today. At some point, we'll come back through and make a pass for the whatever the fuck they're called, the auto crafting systems that we'll work on, but we don't have to do that for a while, so that'll be fine. We can go stockpile some extra wood. Keep the rest of that intact there. Alright, we got 4 empty boxes to work with. 3 of them are our normal stuff that we carry on us. Looks like I put a healing potion away when I shouldn't have. Yeah. Okay, yeah, so we got a nice clean little inventory for right now. And otherwise, we are good. We'll get a little bit more fireworks here. Just get another half stack. And we're good. Alright. Be able to let them work, do their thing. And at some point, we'll end up seeing that go by itself, I'm sure, but that'll be kind of a ways out there. So, with that, we have now solved we've solved the storage issue by virtue of making all of this bamboo, which is great. And I guess we could do a little bit of maintenance work out and around to at least get something in place for these. Because I feel like I should make a good chunk of scaffolding right now. I haven't really made any yet. Our next project we're going to tackle in the near future is going to be a one-dimensional shulker farm. But to do that, we need a lot of scaffolding, hence the bamboo farm that's here. Alright, let's go ahead and get some of our extra wood that we've got. Go ahead and make a crafting table. We'll just dump it there. We'll do the same thing out on the other side. We are now starting our second one. Sugarcane has finally passed through, so we are making some good progress there. And yeah, we'll go ahead and dump a crafting table here. And I think all we're really going to do is we're just going to take a massive chunk of this, bring it back with us for crafting. That'll be one full shulker box of bamboo. And we'll go ahead and layer that back in. And that comes back with us. So let's go ahead and pop on and go get a shulker box of string. These guys have sat here fairly idle because there's not a whole lot for them to craft at the moment, which is good. It looks like our overflow for our bones is working great, which is always nice to see. And let's just go ahead and grab a box of string. There we go. Do a little something like that. Alright. So for every 6 parts bamboo, we're going to need 1 part of string. So 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And then we'll go ahead and toss out 2 parts string. Inside one of these, I should have my bamboo boxes still. We're gonna keep going until like all of these are turned into scaffolding, like all these bamboo shulker boxes that I have laying around. bamboo wise. Let's go ahead and get that, and that. This is almost definitely overkill, by the way, but I think it's still good to have. Yeah, we'll go ahead and just craft that up. And we'll do this last box here. And that'll get us everything we're looking for right now. Alright, that should be plenty. We got 4 shulker boxes there. We'll go ahead and take the string out so we can empty this box. There's the string. There we go. And yeah, now we get all this scaffolding to work with. That's good. But we'll go ahead and dump all of these just into here with the scaffolding bit. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. That's all of our scaffolding. That should get us more than enough for all of the shulker farm bits that we're going to work on next time. And otherwise, I mean, it's already been 2 hours and it's Sunday, but I guess I could go out and like go mine a little more or something. Go mine for some more netherite out in the nether. We only need like 3 more ingots worth, I think, or 2 more. It's 3 or 4. It's not that much, so we are kind of in the end of it all. It's still backed up pretty heavily here, but it appears to just be the central one that's backed up. Yeah, so the central one is still like struggling to keep up with output there, but that's fine. Kind of expected. It is still depositing everything though. And the other thing too is that because there's so many hoppers, they are able to retain all of the items. That's good. The only other thing is I would probably want to... I guess I would probably want to have like the failsafe switches on the other side. Actually, I could just have these be the failsafe ones. So if I don't want these to run for a while, which I kind of don't because I really want to make sure that they can keep up with demand here. Or rather, they'll run and then they'll stop and then they'll stay stopped until I manually come through and do them. So we don't need to install a manual switch on the other side. We just need it on this side. Which we'll keep for a little while. You can see like this one's about ready for harvest just because the average is getting to be pretty tall. Which is all fine and good. And we'll pop into here just to see how close the actual main one that would need to be detected is. It is actually one of the smallest ones possible, which I'll just chalk up to bad luck. Because this one looks like... Oh, is it doing the same thing over here? It might be. That wouldn't be cool. I don't know, let's see. So maybe it's a positioning thing that is really weird. No, yeah, it's just the other one being weird. I guess if we hang around here for a little bit, we'll be able to see it trigger and like actually be able to see it put into practice. So I guess we'll just wait here for a little bit and just see. Bamboo grows fairly fast, so we should be able to see this stuff kind of like spurt in probably within the next 2 or 3 minutes, I would say. So nothing too unreasonable. I have also really got to check out my mic settings because I'm looking at it on OBS and it does look like it is really quiet. So I don't know if it's just because I have my mic turned down slightly on OBS. Like now it's at like the default like 0 decibels, but I don't want to like speak louder than this in particular. It's just me speaking, you know. If I do anything louder than this, I start yelling, and then that's like loud. So hey, look at that! It actually went through. We can go ahead and see it go all the way to the end, and then we will know for sure if this can stop. Your computer's keeping up with this really well. It's not lagging too well. I mean, don't get me wrong, it definitely does dip a little bit, but it's not the worst in the world. And then it just stops until I tell it I want it to start again. So that's really cool. Neat. Alright, and then this would kind of go through and do its thing, and then we're good. So yeah, with that, we will go ahead and pop on up into our bed and sleep, and then we'll pop into the nether and just, you know, go get some more netherite. We've got a couple more tools that need fixing, that need upgrading. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, so we need 16 pieces of ancient debris in total. Yeah, so we only need 16 pieces in total, and then once we got that, we should be pretty much good. I think we've already got 3 in storage, so not really too much. Yeah, we only need like 3 in total, and we gotta be good. Yep, so we got 3 here, we need 13 more, and then we will officially have all of our diamond stuff upgraded to netherite, so I guess we can see if we can get that real quick. Shouldn't be too hard. Ow. Did not hit the space bar, apparently. I'm lucky I didn't get a lot of energy out of that and like crash into the ground with elytra speed. And instead I just took gravity speed, because that could have been bad. Oh, that's alright. We lived. I think next stream, we're not going to build the shulker farm like straight away. I think I kind of want to like rein it back in a little bit, and maybe like we still got like a trial chamber we can go take on, and you know, we still have that ancient city we need to go through, and we actually have a second one we haven't touched yet at all. Let's see here, what else? I also want to build like maybe a smaller farm again, like that little lava farm would be really nice to have, that I've been talking about with the super smelter. So that would be cool to have. So we got enough like little things we can do that I feel like we really should do first. We'll go ahead and just tuck those away too, we don't really need those at the moment. And yeah, I mean, we're just gonna go ahead and start digging. Oh, we also put our arrows away. Oddly enough, that's probably what that extra missing slot was. It's kind of useful to have a bow, so maybe we don't need it this deep underground, because the only things that are down here are like pigmen and pigruins, so, or the zombie pigmen and zombie pigruins, but you know what I mean. I said it wrong both times, but there's the other things down here that actually exist. The cats are fighting with each other and they're getting on each other's nerves. And they're just play fighting, so it ain't like a big deal or nothing, but they're just dumbasses. Alright, good old ancient debris, that's what we're on the hunt for. Oh, found it. There's some. Hey, this one's a nice little chunk. Alright, we only need 10 more. Alright, now we're in Basalt Delta territory, so I don't really want to deal with this. So we're just going to mine onto the sides here. have too much gold considering I have a gold farm, so that's something too that we'll build out one day, having a nice gold farm. But that's not a particularly high priority because one of the reasons I use gold is like power rails and golden apples. I only really use the golden apples for villager stuff, but I'm basically good on villager stuff because of the amount of gold that I have for that. So I can kind of without that for a while. And then I'm trying to think of other farms I kind of want to build. Oh shit, we got more again. Yeah, we got a bit of a hotbed here. Nice. Another 3-pack too to boot. Wow. This might be quicker than I thought today. I'd already put this at 10 out of 16, but I think I need 6 more pieces. Anyways, like I was saying, we only need 6 more pieces and then we're good. But yeah, other farms that I guess I'm gonna want or need. Shulker farm, that's obvious. Trying to think. But yeah, like I guess a shulker farm. Shulker farm, gold farm, bartering farm, but that's just an extension of the gold farm, so that's kind of like one thing to me. Wither skeleton farm, that's gonna be a big one. I want a wither rose farm too, but I kind of need to build a wither rose farm first before I build a wither skeleton farm. I'm gonna build a rose based farm again. So I can build one of those in a hot minute, and they're like a lot more reliable for what I'm looking to do. So, oh shit, we got more again. We actually found some in the Salt Delta part. So we're surprised. Don't think we got any extra around it now. Hey, that's still nice though. This place was freaking loaded, man. We'll go ahead and put all that back. We got 8 pieces, 3 at home, 11 in total out of 16. So we are doing very well for ourselves. And then we'll probably just go run the XP farm and be done with that. But yeah, I don't really have a whole lot of farms left that need to be built before I start getting to like niche farms that like I can build for the sake of building, but otherwise they're not gonna do anything for me. Like a melon and pumpkin farm, like again, like I could build, and that would be kind of vaguely useful for like making a bunch of golems, but it's not so useful that I would have to like make it soon. So we are kind of running out of things to build. But that shulker box farm is going to be extra important, so I kind of want to make a large... Anyways, I kind of want to make a larger, like, one-dimensional farm. Just that way I can get more shulkers, but because we actually are going to want quite a lot of cells. Because I do plan on using, like, shulker box loaders for a lot of farms from now on. That's something I've never really done before, and we're at that point in the world where, like, I have a lot of farms close to my base that are going to actively need them, so... There we go. But yeah, you know, we only got a small handful of farms left to build, and most of them aren't even really, like, base specific, like, that I would want or even be able to have near my base. Like, a shulker farm has to be out in its own area that I can chunk load, because I have to be able to toggle it in case of me wanting to run the normal mob farm more. And, like, the wither skeleton farm, I mean, obviously that's going to be built on site in a nether fortress. And then a gold farm, that's not really, like, a farm near my base either. Like, it's still going to be near my base on the nether side, but it's not, like, directly in my base, you know? It's not really the same thing. And then otherwise, I guess there's just some basic, like, more manual-esque, like, animal farms, or we can have, like, an automatic honeycomb, honey bottle farm, too. I mean, we could do that. get why they're there and that there's like a niche for them, but otherwise I don't personally like using them as much as possible. So even for like the hole that I'm gonna dig, and I sleep on the blocks, and I'm gonna end up finding that vacuum. I might give in on the deep slate portion, but I think I should at least mine this stone portion by hand. But yeah, the deep slate portion will take like the longest amount of time, so that one's less viable to mine by hand because I can't insta-mine it no matter what I do. I do want it going down to bedrock, so I'll make sure I get that done. Oh, weren't you? Cool. You like this little one head? That's alright. We're at 13 out of 16. So we are almost done here. I also don't know if you heard any general, but I think there's a way with the new Mounts of Mayhem update coming out to like, okay, there's like a dog. There's a dog and a zombie with a spear, and I haven't seen too much on it, so I'm only like vaguely remembering here. But there's basically a way to have the looting effect apply automatically now without player intervention. Because there's some jank way that like zombies with spears are going to interact with dogs that will basically have the zombie try to target the dog. Can't hit the dog's too far away, but they'll still be constantly doing something attack with like a really good like moving spear and all that kind of stuff. And anything that falls into a drop chamber between the zombie and the dog will die, and it'll count as like a player kill. Or something along those lines, or at least like a loot kill. So I guess my point is that I'm trying to make is there may be a way that I can make something like a blaze farm and then be able to just go AFK out of the blaze rods without having to do any kind of manual input and get looting off of it. Or I could have them basically go through a nether portal into the overworld and then have the zombie with the looting spear kill him there. Which could be really interesting. So there will be a couple new farms I think we can build with that mechanic, assuming that mechanic is like intended or doesn't rework in some major way very soon. Based on the fact that they're in release candidates, I don't think it's going to get reworked at least for a little while since they're still in the release candidate phase. So that would be very cool to have. Depending on how it goes too, you could even automate like a looting based wither skeleton farm. You could just AFK on this platform and then you would automatically be able to get wither skulls with looting 3 applied as well, which is something that you couldn't do before. You could AFK up there and have an auto clicker to do it, but if you wanted the skulls themselves, you had to be the person to kill the wither skeletons. But having the zombie be able to have the looting effect and also have it count as like a player kill because of the dog, that would be really nice. So we'll see if that works or not. Not 100% sure if or how, but we'll see. That would be really useful to have as well, be able to modify existing with the skeleton skull farm. So, but we got some more gold here, and now we seem to have hit another dead patch of ancient debris, where we don't really get a whole lot. There's a a shame because we only need like 3 more to round this out basically forever. And I mean, we will have to get more ancient debris and more netherite soon enough because we'll need it for like netherite nautilus armor, horse armor, and a spear. So we'll need another 12 pieces of ancient debris at some point. So it's not even like we're actually looking done with just this, but it would be nice just to have all my tools done first before I had to worry about any of the other ones, you know. But again, if we don't get it all today, we don't get it all today. It's fine. I have a list of farms that I want to build on my phone. Oh, didn't lock that up properly. That's alright. We take those. But yeah, I got like a list of farms I want to build on my phone. Oh, these are pretty good. Maybe this will be the last batch if it's not just one. But naturally it is just one. That's how these things tend to go. That's alright, we only need 2 more, so we're getting there either way. There we go. And that is the last little batch that I need for right now. That's good. We'll go ahead and seal all of that up. And we'll just complete this line since we're already we may be digging for a while still. Didn't be like that much longer though. Yeah, we got ancient debris out of it too. Nice. A little too bad, that's good. There we go. If we manage to get one more piece, we can make an extra angle itself. The horse armor we can make like pretty much instantly when we have taken those out, just because it's just a normal netherite upgrade template and like horse armor, and then that's it. But for the I guess for the other bits we won't be as lucky. So. We have to actually find like diamond nautilus armor, which is gonna take a while because it's like and like shipwreck chests or something like that, and it's just pretty rare in general. So we're gonna have to be doing a lot of scouting and like newly generated chunks and stuff like that. So we'll be looking around for a while. diamond spear, I guess that's the other one we can make too as soon as the update comes out. It's just 2 sticks and a diamond, or it's a diamond spear and then it's just a netherite, and then you're done. So, speaking of done, we have officially made it to the end of our temple tier. So what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to go ahead and cook up all of this ancient debris into netherite and our gold and the gold, and then once we're done and we have all that put together, we're going to go down to our slime based, our silverfish slime XP farm, and just go ahead and get some levels, get all our stuff fixed up, and then probably call it there. It's already been about 2.5 hours, so it's been 2 hours and 20 minutes. By the time we're done, it'll be 2.5 hours, so we got quite a lot done today here, you know? That bamboo farm was most of it, granted, but I kind of did need to get that done, so I'll take it. Yeah, we've got 15 ancient debris on us, and then we got 3 back at home, which puts us at 18 in total. So that'll be enough for all of our tools and... oh, shoot, I need that. That'll be enough for all of our tools and nothing really more than that, which is fine for right now. And we'll toss that away too. There we go. And there's our ladder. But yeah, we'll go ahead and get everything cooked up in the netherite. That'll complete us on all of our tools and armor. Be all fully upgraded in netherite. And then we just need to stockpile more for the update in the next couple days. This next week's going to be very busy streaming wise between the new Minecraft update and the Pokemon DLC, so I may or may not end up streaming like every day this week. I'll probably stream the night that the Mounts of Mayhem update comes out on the 9th, which is Tuesday, because that's when it comes out, and I can go ahead and upgrade and do all the new stuff there and see what else I can get. And then I'll probably stream until midnight for Minecraft, and then I guess it depends on the time when like the ZA like DLC comes out as well. I'm assuming that would be midnight, but I'm not 100% sure. But once the ZA update comes out, the DLC will go ahead and do that as well. And then, yeah, so that'll be fun. But we'll see what happens. Go ahead and jump over here. There we go. Alright, we'll take one of those. There we go. Take our coal out. That there, there we go. We need to go out and mine more coal at some point. We'll keep the coal ore that we currently have. And for right now, let's also go ahead and get all of our tools out in general. So that way we have our full thing to put together. I guess we can also smelt these up too. I don't really need them for decoration, and if I do, I can go get more, so that's alright. We'll do 4 there. I guess actually a split. There we go. Yeah, we could do the same thing for the copper as well, but we can get a lot of copper through like anything else, so I'll kind of just leave it be. There we go, we got our light draw fixed up. And we'll go ahead and do our hoe first. Got that. Scared the shit out of me for a second there. There we go. Got that. Alright, then we just need a little bit more scrap, and then we're good. Which we got here. Alright, that covers us there. We'll go ahead and put our additional netherite tools that are a little bit more niche. We don't need them. We'll put those away, keep our elytra on us. And we got 3 extra boxes for the slime. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and pop it on and get this all taken care of. Just a quick trip over here. Open that up. Start on these guys. And we'll do some preventative checks. That's closed. And this should be stocked. Okay, yep. 205. And now we wait. I'll go check for that list of farms in the meantime, so I got nothing better to do. Let's see here. What do we got? Okay. And let's see here. We've already got our mob farm, our iron farm, / creeper farm. Sugarcane farm. Oh, a moss farm would be nice too. We haven't built one of those yet. And a wheat, carrot, potato, beetroot farm. That would be good. Yeah, so I mean, we still got a good chunk of farms here that we could go ahead and build. I'm gonna count this as having the slime farm done, because I'm not gonna build like a more traditional slime farm this time around, because I don't really feel like it. We're also going to turn down our render distance here to like 12 chunks. Just that way we can kind of keep our frames. And wow, render distance really is the thing that fucks with everything. Alright, we've got about a minute left of potion effects here. Let's see here. Blaze farm, I'm not going to mark yet because I haven't actually properly got that done, I feel, so I don't want to do that. Egg farm, that's not done. Wool farm, we do have a wool farm, but that's not the same thing. Sugarcane farm we got. Cactus farm we don't have. Melon and pumpkin farm, I want an automatic one. 2 cauliflowers, we can do those. 3 carrots, potatoes, 2 berries, 2 pickles, almonds. Alright. Yeah, we still got a large chunk of stuff left to craft. Alright, these guys should be done being infested. Alright, let's go ahead and get this ready to go. Make sure we get everything put back the way it needs to be. We have detonated that, activated that. Now let's go through. So yeah, we do have a couple of slimes here or so. I could probably modify the kill chamber so they fall into like a vine or something, and then just kill them with like armor stain sleeping. Maybe that would be better. That way I'm not really too sure how I would go about that, but it's probably just like a little chamber they would fall into. Who knows? Okay. So with that in place, we're going to go ahead and place all of those down. There we go. I'm just going to go ahead and filter all that out. There we go. Alright, there we go. A little less than average, because normally we get 8 stacks in like a third, but we got 8 stacks in a quarter. But, you know, it's roughly still about the same amount. Alright, and that got our tools fixed up fairly well. Again, I don't feel that it's as good as just the silverfish part for XP, but I do get 9 stacks of slime blocks out of it, or at least 8 stacks of slime blocks, so I can hardly complain, you know. And again, if I really do want the XP that badly, I could just not convert them with the using potion and instead just have it sealed off at the top so it is toggleable, but, you know. That's open for slime, that's closed for XP only. And that's all it would take, so... And again, it gets my tools fixed up well enough. I mean, most of them are perfect, and then the other two that aren't are pretty well within the green, so I don't really feel too bad about it. Plus, too, when I go to take stuff out of these furnaces as well, that will also help me out here, so that's all good. Alright, let's go ahead and tuck away just a little bit of extra slime into there. We almost have a single chest worth of slime, which is pretty nice. Yes, I mean, we basically had everything fixed up between the smelting and the XP farm, so that's pretty good. And we'll go ahead and just tuck away all these metal blocks. And our scrap. And yeah, I mean, that should cover us there. We can go check on the to see how it's doing. Should be fine, if I had to guess. Got a little bit of extra iron too out in the meantime, and just out of curiosity, let's see how far this is grown. 3 double chests of bamboo on that side, and then whatever sugarcane we got on that side. Assumedly, this is going to be the same deal over here. Oh, this is still going. Oh, wow. I was about to say, yeah, we are a little shy on sugarcane, but that would be why. And again, I do want something covering this up physically at some point. I'm still just deciding how I want it done, but assuming that this would be like the handle for a sword and then the top part's like the pommel, we would have to have a kind of like bell guard going the whole way around, and then have it like curve from like a point here and start kind of curving up and around. Maybe it'd be like here and then it would curve around, but point being it would used to be like a bell guard like that, so we'll figure out how we want to get that done. We also need to keep in mind that it would still need to like be spawn proofable, so that way golems can't spawn inside of the bell guard or anything. So we would probably have to disable the iron farm for a while we're working on that to make sure they don't spawn in weird spots, or at least as little as possible, so that way they're not a nuisance, but we'll get to that when we get to that. Also, I have our render distance down to 12 chunks, and for context, this is what 12 chunks looks like. So 12 chunks goes all the way out to here, which granted, this is actually still a fairly nice bit, because this is exactly where I had talked about wanting to build like a little village before, and then you would have like, you know, the ability to peek at new stuff out in the distance. So like, honestly, 12 chunks isn't like super bad, but that means you can't see any of the other mountains out in the distance though. So that's kind of the other deal. What the fuck just disconnected? Why did Windows just feel like doing that? That was weird. I have... Uh-oh. Oh no. Okay. That was my mouse and keyboard. Okay. That wasn't cool. That scared the shit out of me for a second there, dude. Okay. My mouse and keyboard decided they were the things that wanted to disconnect. Why? What the fuck, man? Oh, that is not cool. You cannot do that to me. I have got to buy a new mouse and keyboard. I can't. I actually will not deal with that. Because I legitimately could have just walked off and fucking died. Because I wouldn't have been able to deploy my Elytra. Except my keyboard was frozen. Which at least it was frozen while I was holding shift, I think. But I still do not like that at all. But Jesus, man. Yeah, I mean, I could put like a wall around this as well too, and I realistically should. I just don't feel like doing it yet, but I probably will at some point. It just kind of gets in the way of a lot of the views, so I try not to wall a lot of this off. But You may have to after a little scare like that. So, but yeah, for something like this, again, 12 chunks of render distance is fine. I mean, it shows me, you know, what's going on and where things are happening, all that kind of good stuff. So it's not like I can't, you know, see far out and I can see like my whole base and all that. It's just 32 chunks will give me a lot more to look at, you know, especially with the other mountains. But for the most part, 12 chunks just keeps us isolated to our little space that we have, and we don't get to see much more than that. So it all just kind of depends, you know, really what you're trying to do. But at least it definitely does help out with a lot of the lag, which is nice. So if it does get to that point and we need a downscale, we can downscale to 12 if we really need to. We need to keep like a consistent 60 FPS. We could probably do 24 and be okay. Well, once everything loads in, but like, yeah, we could probably do 24 frames per second and be okay. 24 frames per second, 24 chunks. Yeah, and then you can see a lot more peeking out and around, but you still don't get to see all of like the mountains out in the distance. You still get to see some of them, but you don't get to see like every little thing. But I mean, you still get enough where like you don't have to feel too bad about it. So, yeah, I mean, you get some of the ice bits out there. So if I go ahead and pull out my spyglass, it's the packed ice mountain where I had dug for packed ice. So you just barely get to see those, and you just barely get to see the cherry biome at the distance. So, yeah, I mean, we'll probably leave it at 24 chunks of render distance from now on, because the main thing is that I get to see the other mountain ranges throughout the world from my base up here, and it still has like a nice balance of performance as well. So I'm still okay with that, I would say. Yeah, that'll be cool. Right, we're gonna try and let these go out real quick. Just out of curiosity, while we're up here. This is still fucking backed up through the central line. So this central line has a real hard time doing stuff, but it is actually almost taken out. So it is still depleting, doing what it can. It's just backed up with a lot of sugarcane and bamboo, which, I mean, yeah, that's everything it can produce, but it is getting there, so that's fine. We'll let this one go too as well, and then I'm also going to turn on all of the mob farms now that those are all ready to go. And I'm just going to see how laggy it's going to get with having all my farms running. Docked over here? Oh, I did. Oh, weird. Anyways. It never ended up growing out on this side, huh? It's still working on it. It'll get there when it gets there, but yeah, it is still working on it, so that's fine. Iron farm is still running. Cooking with some more iron. And we'll pop down to our hostile mob farm and go get that handled as well. You can see that if we look around a little past that bubble column, we do dip a little bit at 24 chunks, but honestly, it's negligible, so go ahead and let these do their thing. Ooh, touch the bones here. Oh, this is one of the ones I already had touched before. Oh, it's my normal one that I like use a lot because it's closer to my exit, so. Either way, they're still doing just fine. Alright, we'll hit F3 and B. So this is with 4 mob farms running, 2 iron farms, our bamboo and sugarcane farm every once in a while, and hitboxes on as well. So this is literally as much shit as I can have going on at one point, at this point in time. there. Also gonna take this time to break out some of the snow here. This has been here for such a long time now. I don't really need it here anymore, so. But yeah, even with hitboxes on and everything running, we should still be okay. And also with all the hoppers up above processing all the items too, that's another key point as well. The hoppers are infamously laggy on like larger amounts, but with the amount of hoppers we've been using and we've had like no lag as far as I've been concerned with a lot of stuff, I mean that's been good, so it hasn't really hurt us too bad. We had missed a carpet there. What the okay, well, I guess we had missed that when we were doing some cleanup before, and that's really weird. Huh, well, we'll do something about that one of these days. I don't need to for a while, but sure, why not? Keep all this going. They're still getting drops, good. And that should have cleaned up all of the snow. But we should be fine there. And we'll just throw this moss carpet out, we don't really care. Yeah, we get little dips every once in a while, but nothing to really be too worried about. I can see that there's some bamboo kind of stuck up there, but I don't think that hardly matters either. Just because as the bamboo itself grows, it will push the items it couldn't grab out to the side. And this is now backed up again, obviously, because we have just activated it, so it's trying to collect everything it can, but yeah. Well, we'll go ahead and let these guys do their thing. Our bamboo storage is doing okay. This will hold for a while. And then we can always craft it up into blocks and go stockpile it on the other side as well. So we got some more sugarcane, bamboo. We're on a 4th double chest on both ends. So yeah, we've got like 6 double chests of bamboo for now, which should cover us for a long time. And yeah, that's pretty much good for right now. Base is running smooth, and we have plenty of space here on this back bit to try and install a couple more farms. So what we'll probably end up doing is our wheat, carrot, potato, beetroot farm with the villagers. We'll try and get that done. And then we will also probably try and have some other farms, like a cactus farm or something like that too, kind of embedded in. Let me look back through that list again while I still am thinking about it. I do have a couple that I would like to build like up here, and basically anything up here I am expecting to run 24/7 with all of the other farms. You know, so that way I can't really toggle these off, but it's things that I'm going to want constantly, that I would like to have constantly on tap. So like a wool farm would be one of them, just because getting more wool is important for building. Like your colored wool is good, and then also having it for ancient cities, forgot what they were called for a second there, is also good too. So I want a wool farm up there. I could probably do a melon and pumpkin farm if I really want to, or at least just a pumpkin farm. I could probably mix the pumpkin farm bit in more with the wheat, carrot, potato, beetroot farm, which would be fine. So I'll make a note for that to keep those at the ready. Let's see here. What else do we want? The shulker farm will have a switch, but it'll be there. But yeah, we have wool farm, sugarcane. Oh no, not sugarcane. Wool farm, pumpkin farm. Too tall flower. I don't really need that as like a thing up here. So that's fine. A moss farm, definitely. I 100% want like a moss farm, like up here, constantly running, because it's important. Also, it looks like if I stand still for too long, it will automatically adjust my frame rate to 30 frames per second, which is kind of freaky, so that's good to know, I guess. Let's see here, what else? I could always try a lava farm, but that's not really gonna happen. I don't really need a bone meal farm, technically, since the mob farm makes the bone meal. You know, I have all those bones, so I do have bone meal already. So I don't actually really need to worry about that anymore. Um... Yeah, no, there's really only a small handful I guess I really want. Because, okay, if I do allow TNT duping, then I could do a cobblestone farm and a basalt farm as well on each of the ends. But I also don't want to risk destroying anything, and also having explosions constantly going off is just kind of loud. So I probably wouldn't want to do that. And again, I don't really want to have TNT duping there, because it also means I can build a wood farm and a whole bunch of other shit, and I don't know, again, just TNT duping is just a little bit too broken for me, so I don't like using it. And otherwise, all of the other farms really are like just kind of there hanging around that I don't really care about. So yeah, that would probably do it. So on this top circular bit that we've got, or rather the empty space that we have left over after the bamboo farms, I will probably put in a wool farm. Let me double check. I'll put in a wool farm, a pumpkin farm, a wheat, carrot, potato, beetroot farm, a moss farm, and I guess a honey farm would fit in fairly well into all of that too, so I'll have like a honey farm there. Just because honey is a little bit more of a pain to get a hold of too. So we'll have that at the ready. So that is gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 farms that we can build up in this area that I would want to run 24/7. Wheat and carrots are just good because wheat is good for packed mud and all that kind of stuff. Carrots for golden carrots. Potato I can convert into bone meal. Same deal with the beetroot if really needed as well. So that way I could supercharge the moss farms better too. So that way we can get all that in place. And then the honey farm I can slot in pretty well because I'll just build Ian Exit for his honey farm. And then the sheep farm that'll be there too. That'll be good. That'll also add some greenery up into the top of these parts as well for the wool farm. And otherwise, yeah, that pretty much would have to be it because I can't, not that I can't build other farms in this area, like I could build like a mushroom farm, but like I don't ever need that many mushrooms, and if I do, I can just go bone meal them and go get them. I only need them in really small amounts historically, so I don't really care for them. Same deal with like netherwort and cocoa bean and, you know, sweet berries and sea pickles and shit like that. I don't really need a lot of them, and if I do, you can make micro farms that you can take the bone meal surplus you get from the mob farm, load it into a micro farm. The micro farm will give you what you want. Same deal with the 2 tall flowers as well. So yeah, I mean, there's enough that I can do for micro farms that I should be fine. In fact, I'll make a separate list on here for micro farms. Oh, and a cactus farm. I'll put that in as well. So we'll do the cactus farm as something else. I will go ahead and slot into all of this stuff. Mushroom farm will be micro. 2 taller farm will be micro. Netherwort farm micro. Cocoa bean micro. Sweet berry micro. Sea pickle micro. Kelp farm. We can do like a micro kelp farm if we really want to. Again, I don't use kelp for a lot. So like if I need it, I'll make more of it, but otherwise like I don't, or I could go out to the ocean and go get more, but I don't really need a whole lot. Lava farm is going to be separate. Mud farm, that's not something I really want to make. Skulk, basalt, glowberry, I'll make that a micro farm too. Amethyst farm is kind of already there, but that's a little different. Yep, so I've got a solid list of micro farms and in progress farms that I could build. I could also try to have like a separate a music disc farm if I really wanted to, where I could have just out somewhere, I could have like a little creeper farm and then have like a skeleton trap with like a bow or whatever, and then it'll shoot all of them to get all the music discs. So like maybe I'll slot that in somewhere. I don't want it to be tied to the general mob farms though. I want that to be like its own thing that I would have to go down to get, because once you have all the discs, that's it. You know, you don't ever need them ever again, frankly. So I'll probably keep that separate. And then like a guardian farm, I only really need for, you know, prismarine and stuff like that later, so I don't need that for a while. And that's easy enough to build too. I'll use the Anaxaphor's farm. A witch farm, I could maybe do, but like not here obviously, so that's not gonna really matter. And I could do like an egg farm, but like why would I want to do an egg farm? I don't need a lot of eggs for stuff, you know? I mean, seriously, I don't actually know what the hell I would want eggs for other than like a chicken cooker, which I could do, or if I wanted a fully automatic Wither Rose farm, I could have one that uses like chickens and a dispenser to infinitely make mobs and then have that work. But, you know, that's kind of its own thing too, so who knows. And like an Enderman farm, again, don't really need that either. I don't need that many Ender Pearls, and the XP that it gives as well, it's out of the way, so I don't really care about it too much either. So, yeah, I think we got a solid list of farms we can tackle in the coming weeks and months that will fit up onto the top parts of our base here with all this empty space that we have, so we can fill all of this in. And then down below at some point we will build out the rest of these skylights and be able to dig the hole. And then ideally, anything in that hole that's below like the surface level, I'll have for like actual decorative stuff, so I don't have to build farms super deep underground. I think I would rather just have them all up at here, so we'll see. And I'm sure I could stack stuff on top of these bamboo farms as well, I just don't really want to. But if I need to, then, you know, we do have a bunch of space on top of the bamboo farm, so not the end of the world. But, yeah, I think that is going to do it for me for right now. We got a lot done here, and we are good for today. So thank you all for watching, and I hope to see y'all again next time. Bye-bye!